Hi, I'm Bill Doherty, co-founder of the Doherty Relationship Institute. And I want to talk about one of the most frustrating couples to work with in therapy. And that is a couple on the brink. Usually one is leaning out, the other wants to save it. And they come for therapy and you're just doing your best. Maybe they've committed to a certain number of sessions with you instead of just divorcing right away. And one of them, or both, but let's just say one, it just won't look in the mirror. Okay, maybe it's the leaning out spouse who, they're unhappy with the marriage all this time, and the other person isn't right for them, or whatever. Lots of reasons, and they won't really look at their own participation in negative dynamics in the relationship. And you're trying for that, but their motivation is low because they're thinking of leaving. So they're only part into the therapy, and they're only part into the relationship, and maybe the other person is saying, I know I've done bad, or blah, blah, blah. And so these are very difficult couples, and partly because that one leaning out, if they're not looking at themselves, is also giving you feedback that this isn't helping, and you want to go, you're not even trying. And we know that couples therapy really doesn't take off till both people are willing to look at their own part in the dance, right? So Discernment Counseling, which is a specialized way that I've developed and trained lots of therapists in, is a specialized way to look at couples on the brink of divorce, leaning in, leaning out, where the leaning out usually is not fully committed to doing therapy yet, okay? But they're not sure they want to leave. So what I want to say is Discernment Counseling has a laser focus on both people seeing their participation in negative couple dynamics and their individual issues that are connected with their participation in the negative family dynamics. We ask them to look in the mirror. And here's the thing, it's so laser focused, and we're talking to them separately a lot of the time. So it's easier for somebody to look in the mirror, admit something when their spouse isn't in the room. So we're giving them maximum chance with some special tools to do a self-inventory. Okay, to look in the mirror. If they're not able to, then even if they were to decide to do couples therapy, like the leaning out person, we don't recommend they do it. So if I'm the discernment counselor and they both decide they want to now do therapy, unless they're both willing to do some basic looking at themselves, then I'll say, I don't think you're ready for therapy. I think the therapy is likely not to work. Basically, I won't do it. Okay, I get a vote in that. I don't get a vote in whether they stay married or not, but I get a vote on whether I do therapy with them. And they can go to see somebody else. That's fine. They're not barred from therapy. I've not had many cases like this, but I'm just thinking of one now where the husband, lots of complaints about his wife. They had done lots of therapy before, but he didn't want to leave. There were lots of reasons why he didn't want to mess up his life and their life. So he said at one time in discernment counseling, he said, well, this discernment counseling isn't really helping. I guess we should try therapy. And I said, not so fast. Because he was not ready. They were not ready. And discernment counseling is partly designed to prevent half-hearted couples therapy. When I'm doing couples therapy, I want us all in, okay? With all of the blockages and all of the obstacles and everything we have, okay? But like I'm in to try to look at myself. I'm in to try to look at us. I'm in to try to make some changes. Discernment counseling is designed to help prepare them for that. Or to divorce, but not to do that frustrating middle ground where they embark on the therapy without both people signing up to look at themselves and work on themselves. So the result is I'm not frustrated anymore. I either have an agenda, we're going to work together on things, and you've told me you want to look at yourself and we're here, or I'm helping you decide whether you want to stay married or not. But I'm not doing that middle frustrating ground because I've learned how to do discernment counseling and train lots of folks in it.